Thank you. Oh, we should have the technology. Well, that's pretty much our show, folks. Yes? No? Can you hear this? Well, yeah, we should be rocking. Oh gosh, look at the time. Yeah, I think I've got the right stuff going here. Yeah, I know, she used the red one. But I thank you for that. That's great. I am a musician, but I'm not colorblind, dear. So, Paul, do you think it's something over there or up here? Yep. Thank you. It's also a little hot up here now. I don't know what happened. Well, imagine my surprise. Actually, I really knew I can get lost anywhere, and there's local color wherever you go. I know that's true, but as I got close, I think I used it just a little bit more vocal in the monitor too. I'll just keep kind of yakking until we get close. But I got lost off of 90. I got off on the early Highway 20. I don't know how you do that, but I went ahead and did that. And I was looking for Main Street, and I stopped and I asked this guy, and I said, "Can I take this road to Main Street?" And he said, "I don't care." So I figured I was here, you know what I mean? Yeah. Never saw the morning till I stayed up all night. Never saw the sunrise till you turned out the light. Never saw my hometown till I stayed away too long. Never heard the melody till I needed the song. Never saw the East Coast till I moved to the West. Never saw sunrise till you turned out the light. Never saw your heart until someone tried to steal it away. Never saw your tears till they rolled down your face. Never saw the white line till I was leaving you goodbye. Never knew I needed you till I was caught up in a bind. Oh. Never spoke I love you till I cursed you in vain. Never felt my heartstrings till I nearly went insane. Never saw the morning till I stayed up all night. Never saw the sunrise till you turned out the light. Oh. Never saw my hometown till I stayed away too long.
Never heard the melody till I needed a song.
Thank you very much.
In the middle of late last night, I was sitting on a curb. Didn't know what about, but something had me quite disturbed. Street sweeper comes whistling by and bouncing every step. Seemed strange how good he felt, so I asked him why he swept. He said it's my job to be cleaning up this mess, and that's the best reason to go for me. It's my job to be better than the rest, and that makes the day for me. Got an uncle that owns a bank, he's a self-made millionaire. Never had anyone to thank, never had no one to care. He always seemed kind of sad to me, so I asked him why that was, and he told me it's because in my contract there's a clause that says it's my job to be worried half to death, and that's the thing people respect in me. It's my job, and without it I'd be less than what I expect to be. I've been lazy most all my life, singing songs and sleeping late. Any manual labor I've done is purely by mistake. If street sweepers can smile, then I got no right to feel upset. But sometimes I still forget till the lights come on and the stage is set and the song hits home and you feel that sweat. It's my job to be different from the rest, and that's the best reason to go for me. It's my job to be better than the rest, and that's a tough break for me. It's my job to be cleaning up this mess, and that's the best reason to go for me. It's my job to be different from the rest, and that makes the day for me.
Thank you. Say, Paul, might I ask you an idea? Could you mute this for a second? I've got this theory. This little box is going south on me here, so I want to change one thing. Just talk among yourselves. Let's see. Do you think they killed Hoffa? That'll be the topic. Go ahead. I'll be right back. Okay. I'm not very up on current events, I guess. Let's see. This should go. Okay? Okay. This will go. Let's see, was it the red one? No. Oh, it feels much better to me. Doesn't sound any different, does it? But good. You could turn the vocal down now a little bit, just a touch. More than anyone with any taste would normally do. Ah, it's out of tune. Well, I hope you don't catch my cold, folks. use speakers or whatever. There is a tree called the Bristlecone Pine that grows in high elevations, mostly very high elevations, like the Continental Divide. And in Colorado, I know of it, being from there originally. And it's a tenacious, ugly little gnarly thing that grows on the sides of high mountain passes. This song is called the Bristlecone Pine. It's a little too much guitar and a monitor now. Yeah.
Way up in the mountains on the high timberline, there's a twisted old tree called the Bristlecone Pine. The wind there is bitter, cuts like a knife, and keeps that tree holding on for dear life. But hold on, it does, standing its ground, standing as empires rise and fall down. When Jesus was gathering lambs to his fold, the tree was already 1,000 years old. Now the way I live, there ain't no way to tell when I die if I'm going to heaven or hell. So when I'm laid to rest, it would suit me just fine to sleep at the feet of the Bristlecone Pine. For as I would slowly return to the earth, what little this body of mine might be worth would soon start to nourish the roots of that tree. And it would partake of the essence of me. And who knows, that as the centuries turn, a small spark of me might continue to burn, as long as the sun did continue to shine down on the limbs of the Bristlecone Pine. Now the way I live, there ain't no way to tell when I die if I'm going to heaven or hell. So I just as soon serve out eternity's time asleep at the feet of Bristlecone Pine. Asleep at the feet of the Bristlecone Pine. Thank you.
Excuse me. Well, my boys are getting older. They have little beards and canes now. I'm I'm giving my 17-year-old my car now. I think that's wise because every time I loan it to him, something's different. You know, when I get it back, like the window cranks on the floor, you know, just weird little things. And my 14-year-old, Leo, wants very much to be like 20, far hipper than his brother. And he was pretty strange for a while. He had his hair in kind of a Statue of Liberty. It was all shaved on the sides, and he had a mohawk that he could stand up with crazy glue and little points, you know. And if you stood him sideways, it looked kind of like a Statue of Liberty. That was disconcerting at school. So they made him change it, and I'm sure as a reaction to all that, he let the sides grow, dyed it green, and shaved off the mohawk like with a little lawnmower. It looked like somebody had just rolled over his head. And then he got a nose ring in the middle and had a little bead on it that kind of wiggled when he would talk to you, and that was disconcerting to me. But having gotten away with that, you know, all of a sudden, you know, he's started having little hooks, and it looked like he fell in a tackle box. I met this kid one time on a plane who had 4 things in his nose, and they looked like little cloves stuck there. And he wasn't my son, so I could talk to him, you know. And so we talked for a little while, and I asked him. I said, you know, just why? Tell me why. You know? And he said, girls. They like it. And I figured, oh, well, all right, that's actually the most reasonable explanation. And then a few minutes went by, and I said, so, you know, when you have a cold, and you don't have those in, and you sneeze, does it like fly out the side? And then he may as well have been my son because we weren't talking at all. Yeah, kids are amazing. And Stan, the older guy, I will never forget. I mean, you can either talk to him or look at him, but you can't do both because it's just a little too confrontational. You can talk to him through the door to his room. And one of my favorite moments with him was asking him, I said one morning, I said, hey Stan, do you know what you want for breakfast? And he said, no, what? And then, of course, there are no rites of passage anymore for kids, I'm sure. So to prove his manhood, he called a 900 number and ordered a video, but I'll tell you about that sometime.
Dirty hands, dirty face. What am I gonna do about you? You've been out playing in those forbidden places, so run along and wash 'em up. Your supper's getting cooler, yeah. Slow down, how can you be so clumsy? Didn't you see it? It was standing right there. Go on now, answer me before I get angry. And go to your room and shut the door and see if I care. Yes, but someday, when we're standing eye to eye, and your trucks and your guns are all behind, well, I hope you'll be more kind and understanding with your daddy than I was with mine. The day to day, it slips away. You're in diapers and then you're dancing, and the music that you hear is not for me. Sometimes I forget about the things that really matter. I'm holding tighter, you're running faster, as you struggle to be free. Yes, but someday, when we're standing eye to eye, and your trucks and your guns are all behind, well, I hope you'll be more kind and understanding with your daddy than I was with mine. So on your way, my little one, you got some dreams to find. Still I hope you'll be more kind and understanding with your dad than I was with mine.
Thank you. Okay. Well, here's a little attitude kind of song. It's called Why It Kills Us to Compromise. My kids love it. Of course, they have a band called the Snot Rockets, if that means anything to you. They do. The Snot Rockets have not had a gig yet. But they rehearse in the basement, and girlfriends come over, and it's pretty cool. And I made the mistake of asking him what a snot rocket was, and I don't need to fill you in on that. You named your band that? Why? And he said, well, it was either that or bong water. So actually, Snot Rockets is a pretty good idea. So here you go.
Well, it hit him one morning, it came without warning. He was still in the prime of his life. He took to his bed with a terrible feeling as the doctors were rushed to his side. Some kind of voodoo curse, some dark aboriginal spell, too malignant to ever reverse, too abstract for the power of science to quell. Well, they huddled around him with pills and prescriptions. They filled up his head with their virus, but they left him no cure for the things he was seeing and kept him on edge every night. There isn't a medicine made to put back the fire in your eye. Nobody knows why it kills us to compromise. There isn't a medicine made to put back the fire in your eye. Nobody knows why it kills us to compromise. Is it chemical, spiritual, emotional, material, the dye that we use on our hair, the creamer in coffee that lowers our resistance to something unseen in the air? How can the soul stand up, subjected to all this disease? From the day we dropped it on the street to the prickly rash we develop on the soles of our feet. No talking in tongues, no laying on of hands, no soaking the body in ice. Can't ever replenish the vitamins lacking that keep us on edge all our life. There isn't a medicine made to put back the fire in your eye. Nobody knows why it kills us to compromise. There isn't a medicine made to put back the fire
I think I better play an instrumental. Where are you? I wrote this song with Leo Kotke, and it's called Mona Ray. We played it as a duet on his album. Just your luck, you're going to hear half of a duet. And it's the bass part. Edited for television. My little set list. I can't seem to get far enough away from it anymore. Okay. It's politically correct, of course, to be recovering from something, just about anything these days, and I am a recovering Catholic. I remember Sunday school, scratching my name on the back row pew, as the preacher raved on about Peter and Paul. Through it all, the old ladies sat with their Last Supper fans, handkerchiefs rolled in the palms of their hands, looking to heaven with faraway stares, while I couldn't wait till I got out of there, when nothing was hotter than brimstone, nothing as cold as a true
Nothing as quick as my first time, and nothing as confusing as youth. No, nothing as far as tomorrow. Nothing as close as a friend. Nothing as sure as salvation. But nothing was sweeter than sin. Sin. I can still hear Father Eulberg saying, "Forget about girls, Michael. Channel your energies. Think about basketball." And I knew I could do that for a while, but I also knew that it was probably going to change the way I did think about basketball. Watching Mama's stockings run, walking the aisle while she talked in tongues. I guess that fire never burned in my veins, or so it seemed. They'd sing just as I am, but I wouldn't move. I guess I had nothing but something to prove. Later at night I would secretly pray that heaven forgive me the hell that I raised when nothing was hotter than brimstone. Nothing as cold as the truth, and nothing as quick as my first time, and nothing as confusing as youth. No, nothing as far as tomorrow. Nothing as close as a friend. Nothing as sure as salvation. But nothing was sweeter. Sweeter than sin. I remember Sunday school. Thank you. Yeah, that song was written back during the days when sex was good and the Russians were bad. Things do change, don't they? Oh, Betsy's right. It is awful quiet in here. I just sort of fill the lull. That's kind of what I do. We were talking about those people who talk too much, those people who talk all the time. I've made a career out of it, actually. I call them slack vampires. They just suck up all the silence in the room, you know. You know who you are. Oh, and I heard a joke. You know how many Vietnam vets it takes to change a light bulb? Of course you wouldn't, because you weren't there, were you? You probably were. I'm sorry. I was also thinking about what Stanley had to say. It is interesting that a nonprofit organization supporting another nonprofit organization it's not like a double negative. I mean, there's probably money in that, you know? I sure hope so. That's like what happens if you get scared half to death twice? Well, here's a truck driving song for all you truck drivers out there. There's a couple right there. They're sitting together, too. This was originally called, because it's about driving in the mountains, it was originally called Up Too Slow, Down Too Fast. But it was changed for professional reasons to, yeah, the record company said no. They have to have the overview. That's why there's so many wonderful, generic, have a nice day kind of songs out there right now. So now it's called Rollercoaster Run. It goes like this. Should be played on a banjo. coaster, up and down an asphalt track. Runs from Kingsport, Tennessee to Baltimore and back. And I drive the Blue Ridge Mountains in an 18-year-old truck. Takes a little cheating every day, a little luck. And it's up too slow, it's down too fast. When will I be done? And each hill's higher than the last on this roller coaster run. One day there, one day back, one day with my wife. Late at night we talk about our roller coaster life. Seems to me when going up, the law should be obeyed. But you got to come down and fly if you want to be the grade. It's up too slow, it's down too fast. When will I be done? My future looks just like my past on this roller coaster run. It's up too slow, it's down too fast. When will I be done? Each hill's high, the last on this roller coaster run.
Thanks. Well, I have a poignant little song filled with torpor and ennui. I don't really know what those words mean. Somebody told me that ennui was kind of like mauve. This is about those of you who don't play the piano, who sit down at it. And with your knuckles on the black keys, you do that. And you do that, until somebody says, don't do that. And so then you quit that, and then you do the other thing that you do when you sit down at the piano when you don't play. You go. And who could forget? You can get away with that for a little while, but not too long. Right. Well, anyway. Then finally you land on it, which is boom de da boom de da boom. And you can get away with that a long time, because that's a duet. That's when your boyfriend or your mom or your little sister comes and sits down next to you, and with one finger or two fingers in octaves. You know how they go. How do they go? Da da da. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. And then somebody has to go Lulu. Right? That's a very American thing, I think. Although they do it in Singapore, too. I was just over there. Very strange. Anyway, that's what this song is about. Four hands, heart and soul, out of tune on my old piano,
days were soft, nights were slow, fingers popping to the radio. You were always right beside me. When trouble came, you would hide me. You will always be heart and soul to me. And you'd write me poetry, simple lines, so innocently. Songs would pour from my guitar, easy ones about the moon and stars. And you were always right beside me. When trouble came, will always be heart and soul to me. I wonder where you are tonight. I wonder in whose arms tonight. I wonder if you think of me with your heart and soul in the key of C. Oh, you were always right beside me. When trouble came, you would hide me. You will always be, oh, in my mind, I can see. You will always be heart and soul to me. Thank you. Well, 1997 was a weird year for me, very strange year. I lost 7 people. Maybe that just happens when you get older. I guess I'm getting to that place. But the more people I talk to, the more it seems it was a strange year for everybody that I have run into. I lost a brother in October, and John Denver and I were good buddies. We traveled around in a group together for a couple of years, and Nicolette Larson was a good friend of mine. So it's been a strange year. This is a song about brothers. Fatherless child being raised by his brother in a fatherless country, defending another, pretending he's really not that scared. Guardian angels, were they ever there? All of your life I've been your brother, always getting my way. We couldn't stand one another, and all of the times I let you down, and all that you wanted was just to hang around. Face to face, we did it the hard way. Back to back, together all alone. But heart to heart, for crying out loud, you know I could be a better brother now. Suffer the child who gets lost in the children, when one of a kind becomes one of the millions, and each one is on his own. There's nothing like the love of a brother in a heartbroken home. Face to face, we did it the hard way. Back to back, together alone. But heart to heart, for crying out loud, you know I could be a better brother now. Walking in a suit of armor, Daddy's little hand-me-down. Inside is just a little boy who moves the arms and legs around. But heart to heart, for crying out loud, do you always have to be so goddamn proud? I could be a better brother now.
Thank you. Well, I have something depressing I'd like to sing for you now, if I could. I remember sitting in, I was in Great Falls, Montana, talking with Gary Mule Deer on the telephone, and he was in Spearfish, South Dakota, and we were both watching CMT, and I said, you know, it's still bad. There's room for us there. And we moved to Nashville, both of us. It was 11 years ago. And my dad used to say, it's just a bunch of guys that sing through their nose by ear. But the videos were always so subtle, you know, and go, and the waves roll out. There'd be a picture of the ocean waves roll out. And the waves roll in, same footage, backwards. Just a very literal deal. And I'm sure I told you about my idea for a country song. This would be a female vocal. The song would be called, If I'd Have Shot Him Sooner, I'd Be Out by Now. You can finish that if you'd like. And you know how it'd go. It'd be, if I'd have shot him sooner. It'd be like that. So go ahead. Songs like, if you think you've reached the bottom, just look down. If you think I'm gonna sing a song, you're right, I am. About how uptight I am. Since you've been gone, I got the blues. I don't know what else to do, but maybe one of these days I'll find a garbage can that's big enough and throw myself away. If you think I'm gonna say you're wrong, you're right, I am. About how uptight I am. Since you've been gone, I got the blues. I don't know what else to do. Maybe one of these
days I'll find a garbage can that's big enough and throw myself away. Guitar solo. Throw myself away. Thank you. Throw myself away, and then they'll haul me to the dump. Throw me on some heap, and in a week, well, I'll smell so bad that anyone coming to see me probably have to hold his nose. But you'll come out like you always do, smelling like a rose. Thank you.
And I apologize. I don't know if it's me. I think it probably is me. Yeah, it's me. There used to be more songs on the radio that I liked, and it's not that the radio is worse, it's just me. You know, you kind of change a little bit. There were, maybe 3 songs at any one time that I was really into when I was a kid that were on the radio. And now it's like I play radio roulette. Oh, let me try this song, see if we can do this. This song did not get on the radio. I wrote it with Michael McDonald, Michael McDoobie, we call him. And we did it in 3 phone calls. And my wife at the time taught me the difference between love and in love, which guys don't seem to know, and girls really do. Because like by the 3rd phone call, she's going, "It's him," you know, hand me the phone. Okay. She said, no, I love you, but I'm in love with Michael McDonald.
Are you leaving? Are you going? Did you think you could lose that feeling without me knowing? Are you wishing you never met me? Does it just take a train whistle blow to forget me? On the losing and the knowing, will you love her still? It could be nothing to what empty hearts must feel. Are you leaving? Are you going? Did you think you could lose that
Thank you. Thanks. Well, I'm going to do a couple more songs here and then invite Betsy up and see if we can do a tune or two. This may be wishful thinking for you guys. Although, happy spring, by the way. We need that. I think it's the thing we need. I was going to wear a flower in my hair too, Betsy, but... this song's called Miami Beach. And it's about a person who got maybe a little too much sun in her life. Kind of sounds like short people in the beginning, but just forget that. Forget I said that, okay?
Back in 37, when she first walked down that street, she was such a knockout. She could make your heart beat skip. Hiding from the winter, living in a pink hotel in Miami Beach. In Miami Beach. So she lived a long life underneath a pastel sky. She let the ocean bathe her and the trade winds blow her dry. The sun shone on her beauty till it faded clear away in Miami Beach. In Miami Beach. Now she sits all day in front of her hotel, as if waiting for somebody to arrive. Yes, and now the whole wide world has dwindled down to a single wicker chair on Ocean Drive. $1 million babies walk right by her every day. They don't care to know her, but if they should ask, she'd say, I must be your future, 'cause you surely are my past. In Miami, in Miami. Oh, in Miami.
Thank you. So what would you like to hear? Ponies? Okay. Company me. Okay. Well, you got the right guy. That's always good news. Yep. Circle of Fifths, huh? I'll try that one. Maybe not. Yeah, I'll try this. Those of you who've studied clarinet know about the circle of fifths. Hands? Okay. Vocal majors don't know too much about much, you know. When I was in school, I was a vocal major, And you only have to read one note at a time, you know, compared to the keyboard guys who are playing Franz Liszt and the pages are like black, you know. Those guys, it's a different deal. Yeah. But there's this thing called a circle of fifths, which is a relationship of all the keys in which you start in one place and you can go all the way around and get right back where you started. Just picture your glee. Oh yeah, and I usually do this too. I have to tell you about this thing that those of you in conducting class, okay. We learned early on to conduct 2/4 against 3/4, which is not too hard actually, but you go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. With your other hand you go 1, wait a minute, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, that's right. And the way they teach you to do that is while you're walking to school with your books, not stepping on any cracks, you go, not difficult, not difficult, not difficult. So we got a little bit of that in here too.
My life goes on in a circle of fifths, around from the downs to the glorious lifts. It turns face to face with a memory that shifts and dances to a gypsy song. The baby I was now is far round the bend. I find myself humming the tunes that I send. Messengers looking for fortune and friends. The circle of fifths never ends. Find me, I'm behind you a step, ahead of the foolish and faraway crowd. Won't you try me? I can dance like your dreams, as much as invention allows. Difficult, not difficult. Find me, I'm behind you, step ahead of the foolish and faraway crowd. Won't you try me? I can dance like your dreams, as much as invention allows. My life goes on in a circle of fifths, around from the downs to the glorious lifts. It turns face to face with a memory that shifts and dances to a gypsy song. Dances to a gypsy song.
Thank you very much. Well, I'm about sung out here, but I want to. I'll do one more song. We'll bring Betsy up. This is a working man song. Oh, incidentally, I do have I'm going to do 2 songs. Sorry about that, Betsy. I'll do 2 songs. I have a new CD out, finally. Took me long enough. And this song is not on it, actually. But it's on, those of you, how many of you know who Alison Krauss is? Probably most of you, right? She's just the best. She's one of the world's greatest living singers right now. She truly is, and she's all of 25. And we did a song together on my CD, which I'm very proud of, and we also did a video which was #1 in Europe here for, about 2 weeks ago. And couldn't get arrested over here with it, but it's the way it is. Anyway, I told her, I said, "Sweetie, I'm going to look like your dad in the video." She said, "I don't care." So I said, "Okay." But this song, that's right, this song is one that we have worked up as a duet, and I've learned how to play solo. And we plan to do together on the next CD. It's called If I Fell From Grace With You. As opposed to like If I Fell With Grace From You, which would be a whole different idea. So just forget I said that, please. Thank you.
If I fell from grace with you, I pray I'd never fall in love again. If our ship should sail from view, I'd never wanna feel another breath of wind. If you lost your faith in me, I don't know what I do, and I'm not sure who I'd be if I fell from grace with you. If you turned and walked away, would I find the voice to turn you round? Would you hear the words I'd say somewhere inside the hollow sound? If you never called my name, how could I answer true? If you turned and walked away, and I fell from grace with you, would my life roll on as if gray were blue, as if right were wrong and December June? If I never touched your face, morning still would find the light. Not a river lose its way, or careless moon forget to rise. If you wandered from this place, the roses still would bloom, but who would hold me close this way if I fell from grace with you? If I fell from grace with you.
Thank you very much. Here's that working man song I was telling you about. I've read about work, you know.
She keeps my picture inside of her locket. She's got a most unforgettable thing. She goes for walks with her hands in her pockets. She She's a girl of impeccable taste. I work the mill and I vote with the union. Just like my father, I'm a company man. She'll go away to school in New England. I'll spend my life working with my hands. And oh, she's never gonna be mine. Some things were decided so long ago. I sat alone in a chair in her parlor, and I looked down at the cuts on my hands. Her father smiles, he treats me kindly, but I know I don't fit into his plans. We'll meet tonight down at the drugstore. We'll say goodbye and tomorrow she'll leave. She'll cry and say she'll love me forever, but I know in time she'll forget about me. And oh, she's never gonna be mine. No. Some things were decided so long ago. But oh, someday I'll own this factory. Someday I'll own this town. Someday I'll get her hand somewhere, somehow.
Thank you. Please bring out Betsy Caskey, will ya?